Hi Arushi, how are you? Uh,
I am doing amazing. How about you?
I'm doing very well too. It's again been a very long time since we met, so how have you been?
Yes, I have been great.
Okay, that's
Great.
good. That's great. And what are your plans for the weekend?
Plans for the weekend. Okay, so this weekend I'm going out. Today at the evening. Today in the evening, I'm going out to meet my friends after a long time, like office colleagues. So,
Okay,
yes.
that's interesting. That's very nice.
Yeah.
And tell me a little about, what do you normally do on weekends?
Normally, so if there is a plan of going out, then only like I go out. Otherwise, I stay at home only.
Mm-hmm.
I like staying at home. I like spending time with my family. When
Mm-hmm.
it comes to going out, I don't prefer every weekend or frequently going out for parties and in cafes and spending your time chatting with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think nowadays I don't prefer all these things. I prefer staying home, reading a book,
Mm-hmm.
or sometimes sketching, watching something, and yeah, that's all I do. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, today's special day, I can say, because I was okay, so I recently switched my job like in the month of January.
Mm-hmm.
So today, one of my colleague, whose last day is on Monday, and she was working from home. She was working from Bhopal, so she never come to office when I was there in the office. Now for
Uh-huh.
her last day to submit the system and for last day formalities, she's
Mm-hmm.
coming to Nagpur,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Okay.
why we all are like gathering to meet her and to say her goodbye or for farewell purpose.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's very interesting.
I left the organization already, but
Mm-hmm.
we are good friends also.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I will be there. I will also be there.
Very
I will be
good.
there also.
I'll also be there would be better.
Okay.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
just saying something like, I'll also be present. That is also okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. So
absolutely.
Arushi, normally we have the whole, session routine thing, right? But you're an excellent speaker and I like it talking to you anyway. So today let's not talk about everything in the document. Let's talk a little about the idioms given to us. Okay.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So did you go through the document?
I couldn't swipe all the pages. I think I have read few idioms like thing in the past. That's what I can remember right now only.
Correct.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thing
Yeah.
in the past.
So one of the idioms given to us is a thing of the past,
Hmm.
right? So
Thing
do
of
you know
the
what the
past.
a thing of the past? What does this mean?
Yes, thing of the past means something which used to happen in the past, but now it is like it is not happen. Okay, it
Mhm,
doesn't happen really, or we
mhm,
are not taking it seriously, like
mhm.
one thing I can say is spirituality. I think
Ah,
this thing was so much in the past. Everyone was spiritual, everyone was so much into praying and
mhm,
all. But if you see today's scenario, not
mhm,
everyone is very much interested or much into spirituality. So that is the thing I can remember right now. But
mhm,
or even I can say that in today's world, spirituality is different definition for this generation.
mhm.
uh,
Right.
Nowadays people think that they are quite modern, like we are quite modern. So I think nowadays people think that meditation is spirituality, but
Mhm.
earlier it was not like that. The
Yeah.
concept would be same, like you're concentrating on something, or you're just uh, you're sitting in a pace and you are trying to yeah, concentrate or on something, or you're not trying to think about so many things at the same time. But
Mm-hmm.
earlier it was like we are going in temple and we are praying in front of God. I think that towards spirituality, or there are so many things, but
Mm-hmm.
now it's quite different. So I can say nowadays for young generation, spirituality uh, is a thing of the past.
Very good. That was an excellent way of talking about your thoughts about this particular concept, right? I think you were able
Yes,
to very impromptly speak about this and justify why you believe. So that's very good. Okay, we'll go on to the
right.
second idiom.
Mm-hmm.
The second idiom is go down in history. Okay,
Okay.
have you heard of this before?
No, I haven't really.
Okay, so go down in history basically means something which is very important. So when people will talk about it, they'll say that it was a very important event that changed the way people lived. Okay,
Yes,
so
go down in the history.
for example, you know how COVID occurred, right? COVID
Yeah,
was
that is.
something which
I
was,
also
yeah,
thought about COVID only.
yeah. I think now it's become like a routine
Yes,
thing. You know, every
yes,
conversation you have with someone will surely have a
yes.
mention of COVID, right? Because COVID has
Because it,
changed our life,
yes, it has changed
right?
our life upside down or
Mhm.
drastically. That's why
Mhm.
this is the thing. Like it has become a historic thing nowadays. Or
Exactly.
even if for future, or even for future generation,
Mhm.
this will be something they'll precisely remember. They'll recall or remember as a history or something
Mhm.
which was very huge,
Mhm.
happened in past. So
Correct,
yes,
absolutely. So basically, if I say something like, COVID will go down in history, it means that in the future, after us, whichever generation will be, existing and surviving in this world, they will talk about COVID because it really drastically changed our perception about life, right? So,
yes,
so
absolutely.
basically, this event will not be something which people will forget. Everybody will remember it because it's very important.
And I think it will be Chronicle also. Like I'm not
Okay,
sure
Chronicle.
whether I'm using it right or not, but I think it will be written in maybe it will be in future generations syllabus or somewhere, or
Mhm.
so that's why I used the word Chronicle.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely. So basically, the meaning of chronicle is an event which has happened, which is a factual event, right? Which is a factual important event. So here you used it correctly, but I thought you were talking about chronological. Chronological means
Mhm.
timely basis, so I got confused.
Okay,
But
okay,
okay, very good. I'm glad you were able to use that word. It's not a word people use very frequently in conversation,
yes.
so I'm very impressed.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, because I read that word in the session document only, and I feel now Chronicle is just like that. We are reading history books and we are reading the things happened in past. So
Correct.
the things which were very important, which has become our syllabus, which
Mhm.
has written in the books. So I think that is something Chronicle, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, now that we're already talking about COVID, let me ask you a question, right? A lot of people had a very drastic experience with COVID. Many people lost someone they loved. Many people, had very close encounters with death. So, how do you think COVID has changed our perception about life? Right? Now, I'm not asking you how has COVID changed our life. You know the meaning of perception, right?
Yes, yes, I
Yeah.
completely agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, COVID happened. I mean, I'm not saying that it was happened for good or something like that. But trust me, like COVID has changed us uh, in good way also. Like people have become more sensible now,
Mm-hmm.
and I personally believe, or I personally experience that people have started showing courtesy towards each other. They're
Mm-hmm.
asking normally, like, how are you? It is all right. So we
Mm-hmm.
are become more cautious about our health and about each other also, like because we have seen that thing in our lives, and we know that um, how precious life is, or how important it is to have good people around you, to have good circle around you. Because when you're in a bad situation, I am not sure whether you will need a lot of money or not, but you will definitely need a moral support. And
Mhm.
COVID has taught us that you need people to talk, you need people to share. That's why
Mhm.
everyone is, I think, trying to have good people around them, and they are trying to be good with everyone. So that
Correct.
is
Yeah.
what my experience after COVID, and I think it is good. Apart
Correct.
from everything which was disaster,
Difficult. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, difficult disaster, everything happened after all that bad things. I think this is the one thing we have learned from COVID.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm happy about it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I actually agree with you, right? I think one thing that has improved in all of this is the fact that we've learned to depend on each other,
Yes,
right? We've learned to ask for help and we've learned to talk about emotions and feelings. I think that's a very progressive mentality to have right now, right?
absolutely. And we
And
are taking health education, healthcare seriously. We are trying to educate ourselves about health, and to others also,
Mhm.
because I think everyone was not impacted of COVID. So
Mhm.
they are not thinking that health insurance is important, or
Mhm.
taking care of your health is important, or boosting immunity is important. But
Mhm.
people who have gone through it, they're actually trying to educate those who were not part of this drastic situation. So I think this is
Absolutely.
also a good thing. We are way more educated of yeah, healthcare.
Mhm. Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that I think when COVID had just started, that time we did not know this would happen, right?
Yes, no,
We
not
just
at
thought,
all.
okay, this is a normal fever and cold, it'll go away in some time. But it actually took up at least 2, 3 years of our life. And now also you see people roaming around with masks and,
Right,
uh,
right.
staying away from others. It's a very scary era to be in, right?
People are aware about the things now, and
Mm-hmm.
even right, it's been 2 years. COVID has arrived, but I think it's still there. And recently, I have like yesterday only, I have read on Instagram or on somewhere in my phone that in India we have encountered 3,000 plus COVID cases.
I
So
know.
one of my
It's,
family members is not well, like it's
Mhm.
been 2 days. So I am trying to tell him to just be in a room, or don't just roam in house, or with don't just interact with everyone, because who knows. So now, even you have cold and fever nowadays, we are a
Mhm.
bit aware that who knows if
Yeah.
COVID symptoms are there. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to convince him to go and get tested,
Mm-hmm.
whether it is. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's
it's
how
good
it
to
is.
be safe, right?
I'm trying to explain how our mentality has changed after COVID. Like we
Absolutely.
are very aware, we are not very, we're just
Conscious,
aware about,
cautious.
yeah, we are cautious about our health a lot,
Mhm.
and about
Yeah,
others also. So yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. I think, I think that while it is good to be cautious and concerned about our health, it's not.
Hmm.
It shouldn't restrict our lives. So I'm
Yes.
just waiting for some time in the future when all of this has settled down and we can just, normalize the way we used to live. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's very difficult now to find that which
Yeah.
we had, normal lifestyle we had before COVID,
Mhm.
because I don't think it will easily go away. Because every time we heard that the new variant is coming, the
Oh my
new
God.
virus is coming, and so on.
Exactly.
So yes, I am also praying and hoping that everything should be normal, so that we should not just so conservative about our health, and going
Hmm.
out and meeting with people is
Absolutely.
fine, right?
Absolutely.
Meeting
Yeah.
people.
Meeting
Yeah,
people,
meeting people only.
meeting
Yes.
people, hanging out with people. I think those are better than meeting with
Especially
people.
traveling.
Yeah.
People who love
Exactly.
traveling, I think they are not just happy with this situation, or they're just waiting to get things normal as soon as possible.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Arushi, I had a really great conversation with you today. We still have two,
Same.
3 minutes remaining. So, do you have any
Yes.
questions you'd like me to answer?
No questions as such,
Hmm.
but yeah, I just wanted to know how we can explain COVID scenario, like it was so bad, or it has impacted our lives
Hmm.
badly, because I am using word badly so much, so I want
Right.
to improve how I can speak about it.
Okay. Okay. So, I think one thing that we can improve on is your vocabulary, right? Because your vocabulary is at intermediate level, right? You use words
Yes.
which are very good, etc., which were, posh to an extent. But we want to try and intellectualize your conversation, right? So we want to give you words which are very at a higher level, right? Because it makes you a very good speaker, right? So
Yes.
instead of using a word like COVID was a very bad event, you can say COVID was, one second, I put it in the chat box for you. COVID was
Sure.
a disastrous event, right?
Disastrous event.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Now, what I
disastrous.
noticed is when you were talking, you said COVID was a disaster. That is correct,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's correct. That's not wrong. But if you were describing an event, you could say COVID
Yes.
was a disastrous event. You could say
Okay.
COVID was a horrific event.
Horrific. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a
terrible
horrific.
event. Exactly. Now, these are
Okay.
words. Also, be careful about how you use these words because horrific and terrible and terrific are two words that get confused very frequently, right?
Yes.
Terrific has a positive connotation. Terrific means a good thing,
Okay.
right? So when I'm saying something like the food was terrific, it means the food
Yeah,
was
yeah.
excellent, right? So be
COVID was
careful.
terrible.
Terrible, correct.
Yeah,
Be a
okay,
little careful
okay.
because this is an error we make very frequently because the
Right,
words are
right.
almost similar, right? So,
Yes, yes. The party
yeah,
was terrific, I think.
yes, correct, absolutely.
Okay.
If you say
Okay.
the party was terrible, the person will get upset because
Yes,
they're like,
yes.
why was the party terrible? So be careful
Right.
about the context you're using, right?
Sure.
And I think you can try and read up a little about COVID because the thing is, COVID is a very conversational topic.